Here are some of the biggest mistakes first time property buyers make. Number one, lack of clarity. You need to define what you want. So many buyers do not define what they want. For example, why am I buying this property? How do I want to buy this property? Am I looking to buy for long-term investments? Am I looking to buy for rental income? Or do I want to use this property personally in the future? Now, clarity helps you make better decisions. So without this clarity, decision making becomes difficult. Number two, not matching your desire with reality on ground. Now, many people want to buy property and their assumption is that, oh, I have 2 million naira in my account is enough to buy a property. Meanwhile, you want to buy this property, for instance, in a place like Abuja, and your budget for the property is 2 million naira. What you need to understand is you can't buy a property in Abuja for 2 million naira. Let's say you want to buy 500 square meters for 2 million naira. That is not the reality on ground. So while you desire to buy a property, you also need to come to terms with the reality of property values in the location that you're looking to invest in. Maybe you want to buy property in Enugu, you want to buy property in Abuja, you want to buy property in Lagos. Understand the market value of property in these different locations because they vary. So for instance, you could say, oh, property in Abuja, let's say land in Abuja, varies or starts within, let's say, 5 million, 6 million, 10 million, to 20 million and above. You now budget, okay, this is the amount that I can acquire land in Abuja, and also this is the location I can acquire land with this particular amount. So what you need to understand is that the price of a property reflects its location, infrastructure, and future expansion, and also demand of that area. Number three is fear of starting, or what I call paralysis analysis. So you're shown a property, you're interested in that property, it ticks all the boxes: good title, good location, and high potential for appreciation. And then you're analyzing. You have your money, you're ready. Like, it's not like you don't have the money, you have the money, but you keep analyzing. You just keep delaying and all of that. And before you know it, the property moves from the current price to a higher price. And your budget might not really be able to afford the next price again. So when you're shown a property and that property matches all of the boxes, it meets your desired goal, which is the most important thing. It meets your desired goal. Do not hesitate. Go ahead and make purchase as soon as possible. As a matter of fact, there's no perfect time to invest in real estate. But that time you make your inquiries, you have your money, and you're ready to buy, you need to buy immediately. Do not wait until prices appreciate. So I have a client who experienced this. He was ready, he had the money, he was fully ready, but he kept on analyzing. So you move from one agent to another agent, you're listening, you're asking questions about the same property that you've already gotten clarity on, until that time, the best time for you to buy that property elapses. Four, buying a property without understanding the market. So sometimes a lot of people buy properties without understanding the real estate market. You want to buy property in Abuja, you need to learn and understand how the real estate market in Abuja works. You need to learn where infrastructure development is headed. You need to learn where demand is more. You need to learn the fast growing areas where you can invest your money and you would still get high returns on your investment. So the best thing for you to do is learn and understand. And understanding this would help you position yourself better, and your investment will give you the kind of value that you deserve, and not just because you want to put money somewhere and then you do not even get value for that money at the end of the day. Number five, taking advice from non-professionals. So you want to buy real estate and then you're taking advice for someone who barely understands the market. For example, when you're sick, do you take advice from a medical doctor, or you take advice from a teacher, or you take advice from a mechanic? No, you have to go to the hospital, run your tests, take advice from the medical doctor. The same thing applies in real estate. So you want to invest in real estate, you should be looking for real estate professionals. For example, we have real estate consultants that you can make inquiries from. You have consultants that would guide you through the entire process. Don't go calling your family or maybe someone from your family or your friends or looking up online on social media for the best advice before you put in your hard-earned millions into a property. Seek the right knowledge from the right source, from the right people. Number six, not conducting due diligence. Now, do not buy a property without doing the necessary checks. So if a property has a title, you need to confirm that title. Just confirm that it is legit. If a property, you're buying a property from a developer, you also need to check that developer, right? You check the developer's track record. You check if the developer is capable of delivering on the project, especially when you're buying houses. You need to check if the person selling to you, maybe the company or the developer, has the authority to sell that property to you. And also, you need to also check the legal conditions of that property. Is this property under litigation? Is it under government acquisition? Or are people fighting for this particular property? Doing this will prevent you from buying a property that is under government acquisition or or any form of dispute. Doing this would help you make the right choice. You know the particular the company you're buying from, or you know the developer that you're buying from, and you're confident in doing this. Also, doing this, know that doing your due diligence would help you ensure that your investment is safe. And one of the things that gives you assurance or safety to when you're buying a property is the title that that property comes from. So when you confirm that the title is right, then you can go ahead and make payment for your property. Number seven, paying for a property without going for site inspection. Now, a lot of people buy properties without physically seeing that property. I heard of a story of a guy who was interested in buying a property. He reached out to his agent, and the moment he got the listings, he went ahead and paid, probably because he had the money, he had the bulk money. He went ahead and made payments without carrying out, his physical site inspection. And after making payment, he decided to go see the property. On getting there, he realized that the land he paid for was seated, it's a land that is swampy, which means he's going to spend more. He's going to spend a lot of money to sand fill that land before he starts construction or before he starts building his dream home. Now, all of this would have been avoided if only he went there to see the property. So if you're buying a property, ensure you see that property. You could do a physical site inspection, you could do a virtual site inspection, or you could do a site inspection by proxy. Now, if you're physically on ground, you go to the site, you do all of the checks by yourself. Ensure that what you're being shown on paper matches what you're seeing physically on ground. Now, you can do a virtual site inspection. How? You can watch videos of the property you're going to buy, or you can do a virtual tour with your agent to see that property. And you can still send someone. Now, the person you're sending, ensure that this person has good knowledge about real estate. This person understand how real estate investment works, and they would give you an honest feedback so you'll be able to make the right decision. If they go to that property, the property does not match what you desire, they should be able to tell you exactly that this property does not match what you desire or what you're looking for. If they go to the property and the property matches what you want, they should be able to communicate that to you as well, so you'd be able to make the right decision. So when you're sending someone to inspect for you, ensure that this person is someone that can give you an honest feedback. Real estate is one of the most powerful ways to build long-term generational wealth. But the key here is clarity, knowledge, and proper guidance. So if you're going to invest in real estate today, make sure that you acquire the right knowledge from the right source in order to avoid making costly mistakes and losing all of your money and also not getting your investment. So if you're ready to invest in real estate right here in the city of Abuja, call or WhatsApp the number you're seeing on the screen right now and would guide you through the entire process and help you invest rightly. Or waiting for your call. See you soon.